Hello again, everybody! I'm Mr. McSquare, and this is the Java Coast. And today we're going to make a void tree. So, my neighbor Zentai, and myself, we decided to build a communal portal, which leads to the roof of the nether. And so you can see Zen's just on one side and I'm on the other. And when we hop through, there's a portal on the other side. Now, a portal by itself, that's a bit dull. So today we're going to turn that portal into a void tree. What's a void tree? Well, it's a tree you'd find in the void. The void's full of dark, creepy things. So we're going to use a palette that's obsidian, magenta glass for leaves, and we'll use some end rods for lighting to highlight the build. Now, in addition to the void tree, is just down the road is a portal that we use to get to the stronghold. And of course, we got to decorate that portal too. And we're just going to use a quick replication of what you would find floating around the dragon. A couple of obsidian pillars with floating end crystals on top. Now, to make a second end crystal, I'm short one gassed here, but in the future I'll address that. But for now, there's one floating up there, and it gives you the idea of what happens. Also, in the end dimension here, are a series of pillars that you find right around the dragon area. And those pillars, well, I'm using that as the resource for our void tree. So I just built a simple spiral up. And if we resummon the dragon will not destroy end blocks. So that's what I use for construction of these stairs, that they'll still be there. And if we harvest that entire obsidian pillar, if you resummon the dragon, the pillar respawns. So the spiral staircase around it will still be there, but we can actually replace the entire obsidian pillar if we want to, by resummoning the dragon and having to deal with another dragon. But that's a problem for another episode in the future. So here we are, back on top of the nether roof, and you can see we got just lots of obsidian. And we need lots of obsidian to build our tree. Because the tree's not hollow, nope, we're making this sucker solid. And the good thing about obsidian as well is I don't believe monsters will spawn on obsidian blocks. So, the nether roof is spawn proof because monsters don't spawn on bedrock. They also don't spawn on obsidian. But if we were to make a whole platform of dirt or something else up here, monsters and gas could spawn above it. And so these dirt blocks are just temporary for me to basically frame out where I want the branches of the tree to be, because it's a lot easier to remove a dirt block than it is an obsidian block. So I'm just using this to ease my construction and editing time for building this bloody thing. Okay, and don't overthink the tree. Don't overthink it. Just pull it out, pull out the shapes, add a little meat to it, trim a little bit off. Just make those branches go out in the directions that you want, and don't worry too much about it. Organic shapes have an element of chaos to them, and if you make it too structured and too perfect, it won't look right. So really, feel it out. Just trim a little, add a little, trim a little, add a little, until you feel comfortable. And then once you're comfortable, that's it. So, like I said, I used dirt blocks here, and dirt's not the way I want it to look. I'm gonna replace all that dirt with obsidian. So once I get a shape that I'm comfortable with, start replacing the blocks. Okay. And so we got a rough shape for the tree and its branches, and then we just bounce back over, now that we have more obsidian, bounce back over to the portal. And if I make another cage right next to it, they'll be touching, they're a little bit too close. So to offset, you could, if you remember, the pillars that surround the dragon are not all the same height. So we're gonna just make one pillar tower a little bit above the other one, and it'll look like it fits with the motif of what's on the other side. And thankfully we got lots of obsidian. Ho 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 ho. Obsidian's a great block to work with. It's just really hard to make corrections because it's pretty durable. Okay, and again, once I get another gas tier, I'll wind up sticking another end crystal on top of it. But until then, that's it. I haven't decided if I'm going to cage both of them or leave one open and one caged, but there'll definitely be a crystal on top of both pillars. Comment below if you think I should cage it or leave it open. I still haven't decided yet. So back to the main build, which is the tree. It's really dark. A little bit too dark to be artistic enough for me. And we're going to lighten that up with glass. Magenta glass. Magenta glass everywhere. And the great thing about it is that we don't have to be too detailed. We don't have to like worry about, oh, let's put some fences in for sticks and that. No, no, keep it vague. Keep it vague and consistent throughout. Your brain will connect the dots. Besides, nobody in the world can look at you and say, that's not what a void tree looks like. I'm making up a void tree, so it looks like what I said it looks like. And as far as dark, creepy colors go, I like the magenta glass with the obsidian. And for consistency as well, magenta glass is the color that you will find in the end on the end ships and the end cities and so forth. I guess I could have made a purple tree too. That would have been a good idea. But, no, we're going with obsidian. Just fill it out. At first we'll put a little bit on and see how it looks, and then if we like it, we'll fill it out. Okay. There we go. You can see in the distance it's got a nice little leafy bloom look to it for Minecraft. I've got this branch going upwards and the other two branches going outwards. Semi-chaotic. Cover up the obsidian with the magenta. I'm liking the look of that already, especially the color palette, the purple and the dark, and you can see there's purple within the obsidian as well. I think it, even though they're two completely different blocks, I think they augment each other quite well. Magenta with magenta. So on a completely unrelated note, I'm going to be leaving, well, I shouldn't say leaving, I should say I'm going to be refocusing a lot of my time back to Bedrock Edition. I'm going to start myself another Bedrock realm, and if there's any aspiring YouTubers out there, or even any other YouTuber that plays Bedrock Edition Minecraft, and you'd like to join me, I'd love to meet you and hopefully build our channels and audiences together. So just shoot me a comment and I will get back to you right away, and we'll see where we can go with that. Anyway, back to focusing on this build. Yeah, that's nice. Let's house some light within the glass. Okay, now that I'm happy with the basic concepts there and the color palette, you can see I'm starting to add end rods to highlight it, and we'll just fill in a lot of the open spaces with more magenta glass. And don't overdo it. Don't put, well, if you want to, you do what you like. I don't want to put end rods everywhere. I want the end rods to accent what's going on, not to take over what's going on. Almost like the end rods glow from the tree. And we don't even have to put a branch or a fence or anything in there. That can just be an area where magenta blocks grow out of. Much like a small branch. There we go. And I just put in some scaffolding and then suspended an end rod from the scaffolding and then removed the scaffolding. That's what gives it the end rod floating in the air, falling look. Because all the end rods, they're long and skinny. And you could place them sideways if you want, but I want to maintain that top to bottom. So thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and I'll bring you some more. Bye-bye.